Welcome to LifeBlood. This is George G, and the time is right. Welcome to today's guest, strong and powerful Justin Breen. Justin, are you ready to do this?
Go Beacons. Go Beacons.
Let's go. Justin is a Wall Street Journal and USA Today best-selling author, a public relations expert. He is the creator of Serendipitous Meetings, a coach and a mentor. Excited to have you on, Justin. Tell us a little bit about your personal life, some more about your work, why you do what you do.
Yeah, I love your energy. I'm a dad who happens to be an entrepreneur, and purpose of life is to be connecting superhero for every visionary who shares their stories with the world. So either spending time with wife and our 10-year-old, 8-year-old son, or connecting top visionaries on the planet. It's endlessly fun for me.
I love it. So just to close the loop on the Beacon thing, I went to Valparaiso University, which used to be called the Crusaders, and Justin was what is your connection again, Justin?
I was sports editor, sports reporter, and covered the then Crusaders, multiple sports, and then you let me know they're called the Beacons now. Which is just a terrible nickname. I mean, it's terrible. Like I would have. I mean, I can't even imagine how much they invested, and there was probably a committee on it. Like that's just not good. Crusaders was a much better. Like Marquette did a pretty good job. They went from the Warriors to the Golden Eagles. That's not bad, but Crusaders to Beacons. That it just doesn't work.
Yeah, it's pretty bush league right there, Justin.
Yeah, well, hey, it's your school. I mean, was there a protest
Yeah,
after that, or I don't? You played athletics there.
I did. It's all true. I was not involved in the decision-making process. Nobody
Hmm.
bounced any ideas off of
Hmm.
me or solicited my input, advice, or anything at all.
Hmm.
So I feel this was thrust upon me as opposed to something that I played a part in.
Hmm. I don't even
Perhaps I
know what
should.
a beacon is. What does that even mean?
Yeah. What comes into my mind is a beacon of hope or beacon of light. I don't
A
know.
lighthouse or something? I don't know what that.
Hmm. Yeah. Screaming lighthouses. That'd be
I
better.
I don't know what that is. Like, I don't even know what the logo is.
Well, perhaps the three of us, or you and I, can get on a podcast with some administrator at Valparaiso
It's a
University.
lighthouse.
Get
Their mascot is a lighthouse. Why would you do that?
we need answers. We need
That's a
answers.
terrible. Like are the pregame ceremony like a lighthouse spinning around? Like, what are we doing here?
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I think we're going to have to deal with a little bit of ambiguity and unanswered questions until we get answers to those questions to clear up that ambiguity. So,
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
nevertheless, all right. So, connecting visionaries. How does one go from being a writing and columns in a newspaper and being a reporter to doing what you're doing now?
So you're either born top entrepreneur uh or not. I firmly believe someone would choose this life, but they don't have the coping skills. They don't have the coping skills. So um or the hustle or the drive. I mean, I think most people would choose to sit in their backyard, which is where I'm at now, and hang out with their family and make as much money as you want to and hang out with certain type of people, but they're not able to overcome. I haven't met one entrepreneur, uh, people like us, that has not overcome at least one of the following four things. Most are two or three. And then most of the people I talk to now are threes and fours. So the four things that separate entrepreneurs from humans are bankruptcy or potential bankruptcy, two, depression, three, highest level of anxiety that you can imagine, and four, likely and or possible traumatic experiences as a child or young adult. So for humans, consultants, business owners, those are excuses. Entrepreneur at the highest level, figure it out. So in 2017, had job salary cut in half, couldn't find a job. Um, Incorporated with zero business background. That was April 16th, 2017. So almost as of this recording, 6 years ago to today. So incorporated. And then while I was working full time at half salary, over 6 weeks, reached out to 5,000 people to find first five clients. Got fifth client, resigned the next day. And then Robert Feeder, who at the time was the top media columnist in Chicago, did a story. I started my own firm. So that was just the start first company. Most people, they're not equipped to be able to do something like that, but that's what entrepreneur life is.
Got it. So that's how it happened. Now you connect visionaries, expand a little bit more about on what that means and what you're actually doing.
Yep, that's a great question, and you're definitely high in strategy, which I appreciate. The So my brain turns everything into patterns. And so talking to visionaries, I hear blah blah blah, and then simplify into a pattern or an answer. So just giving you that background because every answer I have is basically a pattern. But so the formula for creating a successful global company is surprisingly simple. It's you see a problem, create solution, problem solve, successful global company. So you see a problem, create solution, problem solve, successful global company. So first company was a journalist for 20 years, created an entire company based on how PR firms annoyed me for 20 years. So annoyed by PR firms, created a solution, solved it, successful global company. So all I hear from visionaries, the same problem. We're tired of being best secret. We want to be in more news media, usually at a global level to create more validity and credibility uh, for our brand. So it's the same formula. I hear blah, 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 simplify into message, and then becomes a link on partner's website. Uh, so it looked like a story you see in LA Times or New York Times, whatever, and then take that link, pitch it to media all over the world, and then media's interested. So it works for any size company, any industry, uh, any location. That doesn't matter. We just only partner with visionaries who want to change the world, though.
Excellent. What was so annoying about PR as you observed it?
What was the problem? Yeah. So what was the problem? So as a journalist, you receive hundreds of useless press releases every single day from people you don't know. That's annoying. And these press releases are doubly annoying because it talks about what someone does and no one cares about what you do, as opposed to talking about who someone is. And if people do care about who you are, then they will care about what you do. So create a solution to that. Write stories about who someone is, blend in a little bit of what they do, and then connect people based on real human connection. So it's not someone you don't know. So problem solved.
So what is public relations?
I don't know. I have no idea. I've actually never understood what it is. You probably know better than I do. I literally have no idea what PR firms do. When I first started first company, I would look because I would ask when I first started, I would ask other PR firms what they did, and I there was never an answer. Like I never knew what exactly they did. So my company's entire process, the first one, it's literally on the website. There's no, it's like this is what company does. It's 4 steps, and we only partner with visionaries. So we do one thing for one type of person. So it eliminates what do you cost or charge. It eliminates people that are trying to change their world. It eliminates nickel and dime thinking. And so there hasn't been anything outbound in years. It's just creating value for top performing visionaries, and then they create value for me. It eliminates all this other stuff that most people are living in.
So you create value for top performing visionaries, and that value takes the form of exposure, opportunities that they wouldn't have
Validity,
had.
credibility, all of the above. So like it's so, and then what media has transformed into, and you're literally a living example, is shows like these are replacing mainstream media in terms of importance and relevance for people like us, not for humans, but people like us. But for 3 reasons, because I turn everything into a pattern. So one, the host is a visionary, not a journalist. So they're coming from a place of abundance, not scarcity. A regular journalist would never ask questions like you're asking right now. They just wouldn't because they don't think like this. Two, you can do a deep dive on someone, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. So it's not a drive-by interview like you see in TV or radio. So you get to know the subject and the host. So people get to know you too by the way. And then third, the most important that I've seen is that the audience might not be as large quantity wise, but it's a far more qualified audience. So a regular human's probably not listening to this. I mean, maybe they are, but I doubt it. But a high performing entrepreneur will listen to this. So what shows like this, these are transformational platforms for entrepreneurs. That's what they are.
I love it. So is it just the way that it's always been done when traditional PR focuses on what somebody does versus who they are?
Wow, you are really focused on the problem, which I appreciate. I appreciate that. So like the answer to that is yes. It's like or like PR, these newswire things. Like, what is that actually doing? It's not really doing like you get your logos and stuff on your site, but are you actually meeting the right people who will actually impact your company or collaborate with you on things? So, and then people like us are usually aliens within our own family, community, and verticals. The only people that understand us are top performing entrepreneurs on planet. So, when I was a journalist, I was actually an entrepreneur who happened to be a journalist and had no idea why people were writing about negative news or political stuff or if it bleeds, it leads. And then journalists who were journalists had no idea why I was writing about and connecting cool people changing the world. So that's all I do now. I guess it's through PR, I guess, whatever that means, but it's just really connecting cool people changing the world who want to share their stories with the world.
So the notion of people like us do things like this.
People like us are outliers. So, and then you've seen gaps in, whatever it is, the financial industry or talking to business owners or talking to visionaries. So you create a solution to it, you solved it, successful global company. So then you're partnering with places like Colby. I mean, and that's what Colby's full outliers. I mean, full outliers. I like Colby. I mean, for those who don't know, Colby is my favorite thing on the planet besides my family and then doing this, but it's how your brain takes action. It's not your personality. And so that's the one thing I write down before I meet someone is their name and their Colby score. And then most visionaries, people like us, most of them are very high quick start, very low follow through. So that's ADHD, diagnosed or undiagnosed. So if they don't hire a bunch of people, nothing will get done. And then I'm the very rare visionary that has high quick start, high follow through, and high fact finder. So say it, do it, hit the gas, pump the brakes, it just gets executed.
So in an engagement with one of your clients, how do you gauge success?
Yep. Do they meet people that they never were able to meet before and then collaborate with them on things? That is how I look at success. I don't look at ROI. I don't look at sales of products. I don't. And by the way, most visionaries don't look at ROI and sales of products also. They look at real human connection, collaborators, potential investors. I think in 6 years as an entrepreneur, I've gotten in the last 2 years, and certainly maybe the ROI question 5 or 6 times, so a couple times a year. Mostly what I hear is we're tired of being best secret and we want to be connected to the right people who can become potential investors or collaborators or co-founders, partners, clients, all that stuff.
So looking to be connected with the right people. We're not in obscurity, but not as we're just not currently connected with enough of the right people. Is that right?
You are a great strategist and great simplifier. Yes, that would be it. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. And how do we figure out the right people? What does right mean?
Well, for me, I don't know what other people think, and so I'm dead last in empathy on Strength Finders, and second to last in includer. For people like us, I have endless empathy, endless inclusion. I don't understand people who make excuses or don't want to change the world. Like it's like a foreign concept to me. So for me, the right answer is we only partner with visionaries who live in abundance and who look at things as investments, not costs. So not humans, not consultants, not business owners, only visionaries. And then there's no what do you cost or charge? There's no scarcity. There's none of that because people that live in abundance and investment mindset do not want to be introduced to people that ask what do you cost or charge. They don't want people that are trying to change their world. They want to meet people that are changing the world. So it eliminates 99.9% of the world, but that's okay because 0.1% of 8 billion people is 8 million visionaries. So there's 8 million visionaries floating around there, and they all want connections to the other visionaries.
Is that idea, the importance of abundance and investment over scarcity and cost, is that something that you've innately always known, or did you
Yes,
come upon that?
it's always been there. So again, people like us are usually aliens within their own family, community, and verticals. The only people who understand us are top performing entrepreneurs on planet. So I've always talked like this, always. I've always wanted to change the world. I've always wanted to connect cool people changing the world. Have found uh, that the only people who understand what I'm talking about are top entrepreneurs on planet. So for most of my life was talking to people that had no idea what I was talking about. And just over the last couple of years, certainly since being part of very high level entrepreneurial groups, have really found that those are the people that not only who understand, but I can actually learn from them. And I like to be the dumbest person in the room. Otherwise, it's not the right room for me.
Right. Constantly having to find new rooms.
Well, not anymore. That's a good point. Not anymore because it took, I'm 46 now, just turned 46. So probably the first 40 years of even the first 42, 43 years of life, I was in the wrong room. So the last 3 years, I found the right room. And now most, if not all of these folks have been entrepreneurs much longer than me. Um, so I'm in the right rooms now and can still learn a ton, which is great.
Yeah. So I'm curious about it, a typical engagement. What does that look like when you get connected to somebody, and how do you know if it's a good fit? And then
Oh,
how do
I
you,
already know. Okay. That's yeah, so man, you are a full strategist. You're like a context input learner strategist and probably a high fact finder too. But the um just as background, literally anything a high fact finder or strategist would want to know is on the company's website, just because you'll probably go to this now after this and look, but it's www.brepicllc.com. So the process is there, endorsements, examples, videos, our partnered logos, like all of that stuff is there. Okay, so, but there's only one process. There's only one thing that we do. We write stories. It becomes links on partner's website, and then we take that link and pitch it to media. Um, on average, our partners are introduced to at least 40, uh, 40 media opportunities. So that can be TV, radio, newspapers, niche publications, shows like these, entrepreneurial things. Um, and what has happened, which I'd never expected, is that hosts want to interview me first, then they want to interview PR partners. I never expected that, but it's like a key that opens up endless doors. So it just never stops opening doors. Does that answer your strategy
it does.
question, or do you need more information?
No, I think that that's
Okay,
great.
good. You can see okay, good. I'm trying to relate to your brain.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot simpler than I think people think. But
Your
anyway,
brain or the company's process?
yes.
Right answer. Both. Yeah, you're a simplifier. You're 100% simplifier. I'm guessing your companies are 100% multipliers. That's what I'm 100% simplifier, and then companies are 100% multipliers. I just want to make it as simple as possible.
I love it. Well, Justin, thank you so much for coming on. Where can people learn more about you, and what's the best way for people to engage? I know you gave us the website, but give us that again.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll have to talk again. The brepicllc.com, and strategy context wise, there's a mindset scorecard survey on there. Uh, Takes 5 minutes. It's through the Strategic Coach platform. I'm very grateful to be in that group, top entrepreneur group, and one of them on the planet. And then people qualify or disqualify themselves with their own mindsets. It's really fascinating to see that in real time.
Excellent. What's the website again?
BrepicLLC.com, BREPIC LLC.com.
All right. Well, if you enjoyed as much as I did, show Justin your appreciation and share today's show with a friend who also appreciates good ideas. Go to BREPICLLC.com brepepic.com. It's brepic.llc.com. Take advantage of that scorecard survey and find out if you are a good fit and if Justin is a good fit and philosophies and interests are aligned and all that good stuff, and go from there. Thanks again, Justin.
Thank you, my friend.
And until next time, remember, do your part by doing your best.